welcome to Thursday Train Time. How is everybody doing this week? So hi to everybody, people in the chat, people who are lurking, people who are watching this on replay, you're all very welcome. I hope you've been up to lots of modelling things since last Thursday. Same trains as usual running this week, same as last week. I've got my Irish train still running today with the Railcar 18 running on the 009 section. So I'm going to scoot over here to the computer so I can read the comments. And let's go and look at the comments, see who's in. As soon as I sit down, it derails. I'm just going to take that last carriage off and check the back-to-backs on it because it doesn't derail every time, but it's derailed a couple of times this evening. So anyway, back to the chat. Who we got in? First off the block there is Canadian Locomotive Logistics. Good evening, welcome. That's Darren, isn't it? Oh yes, Flymo says there. Yeah, hi Flymo, how are you doing? Flymo there. Scam warning from Dalpole. I've seen that on Dalpole. Also, Charlie Chadwick also had a scam up. I don't know if that's the same one, but he was mentioning about, especially to YouTube creators, to get an email saying they've got a copyright infringement. They don't at all. And, you know, click on this link, the usual, and then that's your computer taking over. So watch out for those. Tom Houston Model Rail. Good evening, Tom. How are you doing? Brian, Finderton Central. Don't forget our unofficial sponsor, the Train Set Shop. Who else we got in? Dara Lunkenlander Shed. Good evening, Dara. Ivo Vanzon's in. Good evening, Ivo. Balcroft Junction-Scott. Good evening, Scott. How are you doing? Alan White's in as well. Good evening, Alan. And Flymo's been checking up on his neighbours. Very good, Flymo. Oski, her red anorak with a hood. It wasn't a little Red Riding Hood, was it? Coming to visit her granny. Was there a big bad wolf in there? Simon's Trains Model Railway. Good evening. Got anyone else in? Can see and hear it sound good. Thank you. My missus was watching last week, and one thing she picked up on the live stream is that you could hear my breathing. So I've moved the mic a bit further down my jacket. So do let me know if you can hear me doing the Darth Vader impression, because it's something I've worked on in my videos as well, with the mic settings and everything, so you don't get that sort of Herbert's Road Pete. Good evening, Pete. How are you doing? Oh, and the chat jumped. It always does that. Where was I? Why does it do that? Joshua W6 Gaming. Good evening, Joshua. How are you doing? And who else? Clive Newland Railway is in. Good evening, Clive. How are you doing? Andy, Hot Dog Pilot. Good evening, Andy. How are you doing? Kev Gifford's in as well, fellow club member from the Donegal Model Railway Club. Good evening, Kevin. How are you doing? Summer Breeze, Model Railway. John Holly. Good evening, guys. Not seeing that one. We'll get it around. Yeah, it was... Charlie put it up on his Facebook page. Where are we? Unofficial sponsor. There's the link for the Train Set Shop. Thank you very much, Simon. And we got anyone else coming in? So hi to anybody again who's lurking in the background, anybody I've missed in the chat. You got any questions, pop them into the chat and I'll see if I can get them answered. Quick heads up for UK people who want to watch Anthony Dodge tomorrow. Will be on at 7 p.m, not a p.m, as the clocks went forward in the US. That's right, the clocks change a couple of weeks difference to us here in Europe. Yeah, so he'll be on earlier tomorrow. So, what have I done this week? Well, the video I'm putting out this week, it should go out to channel members. It's uploading at the moment, so it should be ready to go out later tonight, if not first thing in the morning to channel members, and then out to everyone else on Friday. It was doing this road. It's a bit of a disaster video. It's a bit of a disastrous road. I'm not really happy with it at all. I've done these roads before and they've worked out far better for me in the past. Actually, let's put it down to the 4 screens. There we go. Yeah, it just didn't work. Like it's taken me 3 weeks to do this little strip of road here. Normally a couple of days, but I ripped it up once, put it back down. I've painted it. I'm not happy with the painting I've done on it. Like usually when I put the weathering in for sort of the tracks and that, it looks a lot better. It just looks awful. So I'm going to walk away from it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to start doing the rest of the scenics around it and then come back to it and see if I can weather it in and make it look better. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I can just repaint it and try to do the weathering on it again because it just doesn't look great. It might be that it just doesn't look right, and then once I've got everything in around it and it looks like a road somewhere, it might be, oh, actually, that doesn't look too bad. But yeah, just not happy with it, you know. I'm just going to change the big screen up here so I can keep an eye on the comments as well. Oh, Lord Al's in, is he? Good evening, Lord Al. How are you doing, sir? I'll get the chat up on my phone as well while I'm at it. Let's get rid of that. Go into the live chat. How's everyone's weather? It is horrible here in Donegal today. We've had sleet and snow all day. It's been really cold. Now it's dark outside. It's really cold. The wind's been howling all day, battering off the windows here. It's not a very nice night here. Half expecting the power to go out. I seem to be saying that every Thursday. Seem to have a lot of storms recently. But we've had a few flickering lights and everything, so if I disappear offline, that's what's happened. All right, let me just go back a little bit in the chat, make sure I haven't missed anyone. We're the last Saturday. Yeah, it's usually the last Saturday, Sunday morning of March is when it changes, and likewise the last Saturday, Sunday morning of October when it changes the other direction. Lord Al. Orange juice, rip it up and start again. Blast for musical past. Where are we? So, Canadian Locomotive Logistics. If you're free on Friday night, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, which would be there. 11:30 here, because it's still 4 hours at the moment, not 5. I'll be on the National Modular Railway Association YouTube roundtable with some other guests talking about remote operations. Woo! Aaronville, good evening. How are you doing? Hello all. I'm here, though I have an infection in my right eyelid and I'm on antibiotics, but hey ho, always good to see you and a good chat. Well, you get well soon, Aaronville. And I don't know if my daughter's in the other room watching, but get well soon, Jennifer. She had her 4 wisdom teeth taken out last night. About 7 o'clock last night was the appointment, down in Galway. So I had them taken out, then a 3-hour drive back up to Donegal. She's been just conked out on the sofa all day. She's looking a lot better now. Yeah, that's the daughter that usually rings me every Thursday when I'm in the middle of my live stream and I have to go on the live stream. So shouldn't be interrupted tonight. Fresno Jason, good evening, Jason. How are you doing? Timber surfs in as well. Good evening, Timbers. How are you doing? Also, this is probably just going to affect people this side of the Irish Sea, but we're having a show in the Foyle Valley Railway Museum in July, 25th and 26th of July, I think it is. That's up in Derry, London Derry, depending which, as they say, Stroke City. So that's going to be on then. Anybody who wants to come and see, or even if you've got a layout and you want to bring it along, drop us a line, let us know. Lordale, force 10 gales here, weather not good. Yeah, the weather's been terrible here all day. We're currently under a yellow warning for wind and snow and ice. So it's definitely after this, I'll be sat in front of the fire, watching a couple of YouTube videos before I go to bed. I've got to take the car into the garage tomorrow because the old DPF on it is playing up, so it's got to go and just try and be fixed tomorrow, so I don't know how much that's going to cost me. Oh, Kieran's in the house, J94. Good evening, Kieran. Ernville, Market Railway and diorama how's it looking good? Yeah, it's amazing what just a little bit of green on there. That's just the first layer. That's just a basic scatter on there. The old blended turf from Woodland Scenics. And I think for all that you can see on there, I don't think I've even used one of these bags. So it's surprising how far one of these bags go. So on top of that now we put static grass. I'm not going to do any more of that on here until I start doing the water. I got some matte clear varnish somewhere. I was trying to find it, I can't find it, so I'm going to have to go and buy some more at the weekend. I use that to seal before I put down any water products. So I need to give that a couple of days to dry. So that will be possibly done this weekend. It's chucking down here with snow on the hilltops. Yeah, we've had sleet, hail, snow all day today. It's not pitching at the moment. If it gets any colder, it's probably going to freeze and it will start pitching. And my daughter's away, off to do her 5K run tonight. She's doing it in the gym on the treadmill because I think she's planning to do a half marathon in a couple of months. And I'm like, Mark, if you're thinking of going for iTrains OS, what point decoders extra are you looking at? Also, where do you decide to put block sections? Right, I tell you what. Nick from Rule 1, he's a bit of a whiz on this, on doing block detection and everything, because he uses iTrains. I'm going to be hopefully seeing him down in the Wexford show in May. I'm going to be picking his brains. But basically, I've more or less each piece of track in the station is its own block. On these curves, there's 3 blocks, and then on this straight section, there's 3 blocks on each track. That's the way I've done it, just so it's all about, knowing where the train is and doing speed profiles and things like that. It's going to be a bit of a learning curve for me. I'll take you guys along with me. So as I say in my videos, you'll learn how not to do it. I've got a fairly good idea, like I've been watching other YouTube videos on it, and there's some very good people who do iTrains and block detection and everything. What was the other question there? Point decoders. At the moment I am using, because I thought ahead of this, I got the DCC Concepts solenoid controllers, but after speaking to Nick for a while, he said they're not great with iTrains and computer control because they get quite a noisy signal. So what I'm going to start, what he recommended and what he uses, is I think they're called MTB. They're like tortoise point motors, that sort of thing, but they're a lower profile. So I'm going to get them, slowly replace them. The digitization of this and computer control is going to be a slow process over the sort of next year because I need to get all the bits and pieces for it. And I've 17 points on here that I need to get, and they're like about 20 quid each. So it's going to take me a while buying a few, a couple once a month or something to build that up. RG Trange, good evening, Robin Grace. How you doing, guys? Poor lass, they're sore. Had it done to Westchester. Yeah, she got all 4 taken out in one go, and she, poor. Getting ahead of the food chat here, but I done spaghetti bolognese this evening for dinner. I had to actually get the bolognese and blend it up for her because she just can't chew anything at the moment. So it was just like, this is like you're 1 year old again and I'm making you baby food. Just blitzed all up. Though I didn't have to spoon feed her, she could feed herself. President J says, doing well, finishing up lunch, then back to laying track on the large layout. Good to hear. Hello Adams, okay, but painful eyelid, how are you? Well, I say Aaronville, I hope that eyelid sorts itself out. RG Trains, we had 70 miles an hour in Holyhead. It was, you know, the big window I have here. I was in here earlier on when it was battering off there and the whole thing was bowing in and out. And I was like, oh, I'm sure someday that window's going to come in. After all the storms we had, like this house must be about 20 years old, so it's been in there 20 years. So it's had all those 20 years worth of storms. So somebody's on Holly. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and sharing the live stream you can. Thank you very much, John Holly. Do give me the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Say if you've got any question, pop them into the chat. Peter Manjan, 338, good evening. Oh, train stopped. It's probably getting to that stage where they've been running for a while now, and again they've picked up a load of dirt and they're need a clean. Hello, all from halfway around the globe in Norway. Ooh, very good. Probably having a lot better weather than we are. Maura King's in. Good evening, Maura. How are you doing? Mark, just do 60 miles an hour in third for 20 minutes. I've tried that. It's not just DPF. There's a couple of sensors that are gone that are affecting the DPF, so it's not as simple as just burning it out, putting it through a heat cycle. At the moment it's in emergency limp mode. I can't even do 60 miles an hour. Oh, hang on, I need a drink. My throat's getting a bit dry. On the old council pop tonight. That's water for people who don't get that. I think it was Brian who keeps saying that. Flammer says, we're on flood warning, sleet, wind and rain with snow over 200 metres, 600 year props. Wow. Clive says, dump the DPF. But that's illegal, Clive. You can't do that. You can't get it mapped out of your system. Starting to look very proper. Well, thank you, Jason. Yeah, how's the weather down with you, Maura, down in Kerry? Thank you, John and Holly. Lord's put up YouTube O'Reilly Autos. That's probably to do with the DPF. Good afternoon, Jason. Good to see you, sir. I hope Dave's not miffed at me mentioning our usual Thursday night slot. Did he get that bit of soldering fixed? Oh, there's a link to row ones. Thanks, Simon. And there's Fresno Jason's link as well. Thank you, Rob and Grace. Check this guy, Mark. I will do. I'll check that later. There's Summer Breezes. Wow. Can't talk tonight. John and Holly Summer Breeze. That's their channel there. Kieran, it was extremely brusty here today. I couldn't decide between rain and wind. McCarver Studios. Michael, good evening. How are you doing? Thumbs up all. Well, that's the other thing my missus said to me is I got to stop walking around because walking around said it was making her feel sick. So, but I can't help wandering around when I've got my phone on. And I got to be careful because I actually got a load of stuff out on the floor here, and if I'm not paying attention, I'm going to go ass over tit. Lisa, Mark and Lisa, good evening, guys. How you doing? RG Chains hot off there, putting out all the links to all the channels. Do check out all these channels, hit the links, watch some of their videos, give them a thumbs up, subscribe, because they're all great channels, apart from RGG Trains, you know, just Oh, stopped again. Anyone lost sound? Ooh. No, my mic's still on. No, I'm still saying I'm putting out sound. Right, let's see if I can whiz through the chat. I think I'm getting... No, Rob, just you. He's gone deaf, Brian. Simon says, I know that feeling. I had 4 teeth on the upper left removed in one go years ago. Next day was rough, yeah. Lost sound on Firefox is okay in Chrome. Mark Porto order 4 wisdom teeth. Ouch. There's me with an eyelid problem. Wishing good health. Thank you for your kind wishes. No problem, Arnville. Thank you very much. Oh, has Al got a latest video? I do love watching Al's video. He always cheers me up. Diesels love being thrashed. Yeah, see, that's one of the problems is, because over the past couple of months, I haven't been doing the long journeys that I usually do. And of course, diesels don't like that. Usually, I'm doing loads of long journeys each week, so it doesn't matter. But the past couple of months, it's just really been really short journeys I've been doing. So that it hasn't got time to heat up to do the burn. And I think what it's done is it's coked up the whole engine now from through the exhaust and the turbo and everything. I think it's just all coked up. Oh, and this doesn't... I'll try and catch up with the chat and then I'll give that a clean. Adam, I had new eye lenses put in due to glaucoma back in 27 and I think I got a bad infection. Getting old is not great. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ernville. Simon Trains went to the dentist this week for a checkup and they quoted the price for a crown somewhere in the 350 area. That's just for one crown to put on one tooth. What? Yes, sponsored by Council Pub. BR Blue 6839, hi, welcome to the stream. Good evening, I use the MTB Point Motors MP10. They're very good. They do a selection of different ones and have just bought out a digital one. I'm rolling out iTrains too. Oh, good to hear. Yes, they've just last week they launched iTrains 6, the latest version. Tim said, if I have a 100-year-old house, one original window had a gap at the top of the glass. It was 6 mils thick at the bottom and 2 mils at the top. We assumed a storm would eventually break it, but the dog lunged the passerby and it went through. Oh dear. Yes, of course, we'd never remove the DBF. This is why I've gone back to petrol. It'll be a block pipe, Mark. But hopefully these guys are supposed to be very good. They've been recommended. They're sort of specialists in that area, so they'll be able to sort it out. The glass had slumped. Morris says, horrible day here, very strong winds and heavy rain all day. Yeah, same here. SJ Chain Road, Simon, good evening. How are you doing? Yeah, as Flemmer says, that's steep, Simon. I hope that includes the work as well, unless it's a gold crown. Fresno Jason's going back to the trial line. We'll have a stream on while working. Thank you very much for the shout out. No problem, Fresno. I'm just going to stand here all evening, and every time it stops there, just actually I'm going to have a look while it's. It might be just. Oh yeah, just. Luckily, I have some IPA out from doing some work earlier. Oh, is it? Right. See if that improves matters. Donegal, it's currently 6 minutes behind. Is that all? All right, I better hurry up. Oh, Scampton Modular Railway, good evening. How are you doing? Drink something slightly more alcoholic than water. Given a bottle of dry white. Grace is cooking with it. I'm just drinking it. Yeah, I say I'm just on the water. I'm having a bit of a cut down because I've been eating far too much sugar When I eat far too much sugar, it affects my skin. And I've got very, very dry skin. And the weather doesn't help at the moment either. So I've only had 1 can of Dr. Pepper since last Saturday. And I've only had 1 bit of chocolate since last Saturday as well. And it's absolutely killing me. What's my plans for St. Patrick's Day? Well, I'm part of the committee for Donegal Town, so I will be busy in the morning helping setting things up. I'll be filming the parade while it's on, and then I'll be helping tidy up afterwards, and then I'll be back here editing a video. That's my plans for St. Patrick's Day. May get a drink in somewhere, but probably not. I don't tend to, I think the past couple of St. Patrick's Days, I haven't had a drink. Oh, there's the link to my channel. Thank you very much, Flymo. Hi, Maura. From one-eyed Aaron, eyes were so bad I couldn't put fish plates on the track laying, so gave up today. Oh, well, try in a week or so, I suppose. Oh, that's bad. Oh, a 5x5. Well, fault her site browser. Sure, all right, no problem, guys. Someone says the Flymo already had some work on, but needed a crown to protect it, so it would be including the work for it. 350 quid's a lot for 1 tooth. Isn't everybody going off to Turkey to get their teeth done? Isn't that the latest thing? Timber Surf, you should watch RGJ Trains. They teach you how not to do it. I think we're all a bit like that. And you watch it, you go, oh, I wouldn't do it like that. Not funny this week. Diesels sure do love heating up, yes. Diesels are badly affected by those particle filters, yeah. If you don't run them, so they can't go through a burn cycle, they get clogged very quickly. Oh, obviously cleaning that track didn't work. I did give that Loco a clean earlier on because I had it running while I was doing some stuff and filming, and I didn't stop it in time, and it went through the paint, so it got some paint to the wheels. I thought I got most of it off. Obviously not. Most petrol cars have a DPF now. Do the petrol cars have a DPF now as well, do they? Midsummer Railway N-Scale, good evening, how are you doing? Oh, is Chris Prince alone as well? Did I miss that as well? Hi, Chris. Sorry, I didn't see you pop up on the chat there. Yes, don't forget tonight's unofficial sponsor. There's the link for the train set shop. RGG Trains, a major thank you to Brian and Mr. X for coming to our rescue last night. We ran out of points and Brian had the exact right amount we needed. There we go. Oh, there's the link to the Railway Heritage Centre. Thanks very much, Flymo. Flymo and RGJ Trains heavy with the links tonight. Keep it going, guys. Oh dear, second glass slowly vanishing. Will you be recording the St. Patrick's Day? Yes, I will be recording the St. Patrick's Day parade. I'll be putting it up on one of my other channels. I did put it up on this channel one year. Oh, boy, did I get some abuse for that. It lost me about 10 or subscribers or something like that. Going, this isn't Modular Railways. I'm like, all right, whatever. Chad, if you have a fiddle yard in your layout, do you both with electrofrog points or just insulfrog points to save on the dosh? I use electrofrog points everywhere, just purely for reliability. I've built a couple of layouts where I've just had sidings for show and not use, and I've used insulfrog points on that. But it's all electrofrog points I use on here because it just gives much better reliability. Especially when you're using a fiddle yard and you're shunting and things like that, and you might be using like 060s or something like that on it, which has got the shorter wheelbase. It just makes it more reliable. McCarver Studios, how are you, Flymo? I had to step away. Big windstorm starting up today. Yeah, we've got it here. It's a tad breezy here in Donegal. Yeah, if he wants people to subscribe. Yeah, exactly what happened. But I will have it up on my other channels, which I don't think I've posted anything to them for a while. I just haven't had time. We're actually enjoying it more now that we are trying to do it right. Things actually work out. This is RGJ Trains. Is there a right way? I mean, your way is the right way. It's your model railway, and everyone goes on about rule one and, you know, do it the way you want to do it, run what you want to do, you know. Yeah, do it your way. And if you're new to it, like RGJ Trains, you started doing it. They learned a lot of things on it, and they decided, you know what, let's rip it up and start again, and you learn something new. And it's the same when you're building any layout. As you work around, you learn how to do things better, and by the time you get back around to where you start, you think, oh, I could probably actually do that a little bit better. I could change this to make it look a bit better. Or I've had a show and seen how somebody had done it this, and maybe I'd like to do it that way. So you do learn, and you do, like what's this? This must be about my 8th layout I've started building. I mean, I think only out of those 8, maybe 4 of them actually got, you know, completed. The other ones just got started and ripped up and started again. So if I could catch up with the chat, I would clean that. Electrofrog is better for DCC. Yeah, that is true, Brian. Clive says, I don't have any DPF problems with my 26-year-old high ace. No DPF, no problem. Scam, yeah, I will stick with Electrofrog stuff, yeah. Quick question. When you do a full clean on a locomotive, what do you do? When a short clean, what do you do? I suppose a long clean would include giving it a good dust with the old makeup brushes, because they're nice and soft, and they get into all sort of the crevices and give it a good dust. But certainly what you're doing is you're cleaning all the wheels, and you're also cleaning, because quite often the pickups rub on the side of the wheels, on sort of the back of the wheels. So you want to give them a good clean. I think I've got a wheel set over here somewhere. So you got the wheels there. All right, so you're giving that surface there a good clean, but you're also going to clean around the back, because quite often that is where the pickup is on. So you want to make sure you give that a good clean. You know, and then if you're doing a real deep clean, then you might want to take the cover off and give it, you know, check the bearings and everything for grease and oil and bits of fluff and stuff that got stuck in there. Give it a good clean out, and a bit of a, I won't say vacuum, but, you know, a light dust inside, because as they go around, they can pick up a lot of stuff, and it gets into the gears and everything. Flammer says, we're getting stormy weather again. Roachers, I hope you don't get the snow again. I've been keeping well apart from a family funeral on Monday. My auntie was 91, so it was no surprise. Oh, sorry to hear that, Flymo. 91's a brave age, though. Lord Flying Scotsman is going to the Watercress line shortly, from what they're saying. They're making the platform longer to fit it in. All right. Same here, clear of my Landy's 22 this year. Ooh. Simon, if you were spending 350 at our shop, we'd be very grateful. However, they're getting hold of as the Asians buy them to ship them to Africa. Huh. Oh, Raymond Lakes is in. Good evening, Raymond. How are you doing? Someone says, it's sadder that it's times like that, the whole family is in one place. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only time families seem to get together is for funerals. And when you're at the funeral, you're going, oh, we must get together and do this, make a much happier occasion. The odd time that somebody gets married or something like that might be the only other time, but you never make time. Like I'm trying to, with my kids, trying to have a weekend before Christmas that we can all get together, because as they're growing up, they're going to get their own families and everything. And I'd love to have a, beginning of December, say, look, let's make that weekend where we can all meet up, get together for a couple of days, do a Christmas dinner, everything like that, and just spend time together before they go off and spend Christmas with their own families. That's one of the things I'm finding hardest now as a dad and getting older is it's great to see them going off and doing their own thing, but the house is getting very quiet. If you have a gold-plated Loco, run it. I think Lord Isle's the only one who has a gold-plated Loco. I don't know anybody else who has one of those gold-plated Flying Scotsmen that isn't just kept in a case. Thank you, Simon. She worked in the dining centre when we were at primary school, so always made sure we were well fed. Plenty of sweet memories. That's nice to have the memories. Yeah, we had family turn up for dads. Yeah. Leicester Station TMD. Good evening, Gary. How are you doing? Grant Salisbury's in as well. Good evening, Grant. How are you doing? Are you going to the Cork show, Mark? No. It's just too far, especially with my car on the blink. Hopefully it will be sorted tomorrow and it'll be fine. But I think that show is on the Sunday. I've got a show in Omagh on the 21st. I don't think I can make the Cork show on the 22nd. And then the following weekend is the North Down show. Has anyone made modular baseboards, or is it best to bite the bullet and go to one of the suppliers you see at shows? Modular baseboards. 6x2. They're all 6x2 baseboards. Held together with, got metal dowels, so they line up. And then they're both held together with, I think it's M8 bolts with, what do they call them? Check my videos where I built these. Captive nuts, that's it. So I just have an electric drill type thing with a 13mm socket on it, and I use that to take the layout apart. And it's sitting on the same legs, same system that the Making Tracks guys use, the rail nuts. I've actually done a video on these as well. So is it Dave, their carpenter, who makes these? Yeah. So that's how I've done mine. I have done videos on them. So I've just used something like DC Concept alignment dowels. Just look for metal dowels on eBay. The DCC Concept ones are really expensive for what they are, but you can pick up alignment dowels. Let me see if I've got some here. I'm never going to get to the end of this chat. Actually, maybe I don't have any here. But again, if you want to watch my video, you will see the alignment dowels I use. They're just metal, male and female dowel, 8mm drill bit to make the hole to put them in, a little bit of PVA glue to hold them in place. Don't have the pieces together when you glue them, because you'll glue the boards together. The Flying Scotsman is at Watercress Line. 2 HSTs brought her down to the Midland Hants Railway from Thursday. Yeah. First car on the inner track is not sitting correctly on the frame, I think. Oh, hang on. It stopped over here, hasn't it? Oh, it stopped in the tunnel. But luckily I made the tunnel not that big, so I can just reach in. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to take that off and give it a clean. There's a link to the Donegal Museum shop. Thanks very much, Flymo. No, Mark, no bling like Lord Al. The weirdest consist I've ever seen. The video I saw on Facebook looked as if the Class 43s were gliding like a Class 37. Yeah, we got the gold-plated mallard, but she's in a case, but have one to run too. Well, here's the house being filled with the sound of grandchildren. Oh, yeah. I'm too young for that yet. I can wait a few more years. Me, Mark, I was running my gold-plated mallard on Saturday. Oh, look at Mr. Bling there with his gold-plated mallard. Ivo says, most of Dutch Museum mainline steam goes on their own power. So you went through last time. You didn't stop. There's a lot of weird things that happen with HSTs. Yeah, well, they got sold to Mexico. Have you seen them in Mexico? Hornby Gold flying runs well and not quite a few hours of running now. And done quite a few hours of running now. Most steam locos in the UK go under their own power, but recently Scotsman has been towed by diesels. 43 watching, 24 likes. Come on, guys, hit the thumbs up. Yes, hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Got any questions, put them in the chat. I might get to them eventually. Okay, it might be an insurance thing with a diesel dragging a Scotsman. Oh, that old excuse, insurance. Health and safety or insurance. It could be as Flying Scotsman is now run by different people and not in Redley's group. 8:10. So I'm 5 minutes behind. Oh dear, some rum just fell in my Coke. Ironville, I use metal pattern DOA for SHGP Media. Hello, mate. Not checked in for a while. Hope things are well. Things are really well here. Cracking on with the layout. It's going as well as can be hoped. Ironville, they're not as hard to fit if you have a recessed surface. Oh. It's handy having all these layouts around the room so you can just put your drink down on. I did warn the guys when they come here for club on Tuesday, because at the moment this area has been used for the cups of tea. So once this gets scenic, there'll be no more cups of tea on there. Ironville, I used metal pattern dowels for accurate alignment and 1mm cork along the edges to do a good seal when the tables come together. Oh, that's a good idea, using the cork for a seal. I'll talk about that. Did you grow the molasses at home? Do you think you'll have this layout completed this year? I think I'll have a lot of work done on this layout. To say it'll be completed, I'll say it's completed when I've done all the scenic work and got the computer control running. So I would hope that most of the scenic work and everything in the station and all that is done by the end of this year. Whether I have the computer control done, I don't know. But I should have a good portion of it. My sort of aim is to have it in a showable condition, if the shows will have me. I would like to maybe get it into the North Down show next year. So that gives me a year to get it to a standard for a show. Timber Surf, don't buy the cheapest dowels you can find. They are very loose and don't give good alignment. As Mark says, the layout concept blue ones are fantastic but expensive. Go for middle of the road cost ones. Yeah. Oh, there's a link from Modular Rail Crew. Looking forward to that. That's the end of May. Ironville's, yes, timber, the dowels were recessed. Time store bought. There's the link for the channel membership. Greatly appreciated channel membership or Patreon. Oh, I don't know what's going on with my throat tonight. As I say, all the money I raise in this channel goes into looking after not my layout, but the layouts for Donegal Railway Museum. Which I must do an update on that, because I haven't updated you guys on that recently. Mr. Bling Bling. It was a big treat to myself, but Rob bought one cheaper than mine. I can't believe that somebody bought something cheaper than you when it comes to railways, Brian. There's HSTs in Mexico, Uruguay, and in Africa now as well, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. Also running in Nigeria. Brian, we were lucky. A week later, they were going for 3 times the amount. For stupid money, yeah. Flymer says, well, the drive to electrify north of Edinburgh and north of Dunblane to Dundee and Perth is on, but my daughter is glad the HSTs are still running as she thinks they're the comfiest. I'd have to agree with you. Any trains I've been on, HST, the old Mark III coaches, pretty damn comfy. What's the latest on the club layout? Well, we didn't have club this Tuesday because Mrs. wasn't very well, so we couldn't have club here. So it's the same as last week, because we haven't done anything. The track's down for Donegal. We need to do the wiring on it and then do some testing on it and see if it works. Have a helicopter landing pad for your drink. From 3-4 years of installation of catenary and supports, and you can still see as far as Dundee and Trest now. Well, I'd like how some of the exported HSTs still have their original liveries from when they last ran in the UK. Is this your own personal layout? Yeah, this is my own layout. I'm building this. The other 009 layout you might have seen briefly on the channel is the club layout. So this one is mine. The other ones in here, which you can't actually see, and well, I'm not going to show you because there's just stuff piled on top of them. They're club layouts. You'll finish just in time for the next ice move. Don't. That's why I built a modular one this time, so I can move it. No steel plated seats. Most modern trains lowered the standards to almost third-class wooden benches level. Yeah. Don't eat gas station nachos or sushi. Oh dear, Raymond. Oh dear. New station openings has been good this year. 6 new stations are opening with the coming of the month, 19th of March. Willenhall, Darlaston, 29th of March, Blington, 7th of April, the 3 Camp Hill stations. Kieran says, started using Tasker recently. It's a good site for looking for trains to film my train spotting. Very good. Plastic seats with rubber coatings, yeah. I find the new seats are very thin, you know, and even like when you get onto like Ryanair, they got those Ricardo seats, and they're like, I'm only do short hops, hour, 2 hours max. Couldn't sit in one of those seats any longer. Cambridge South, so I'll start with June. Oh, I think I've caught up with the chat. She's fond of the HSTs. They're usually half full, more than 2 coaches packed full. I find them more comfy with them being local hauled and quieter in the coaches, yeah. Also the Loco stopped. Yeah, I noticed it stopped, but now I've caught up with the chat. I will take it off. Give the wheels a bit of a clean. I might actually run the 121. I haven't run that for a while. So actually, let's put the 121 on. Oh, has it actually got a coupling on it? No, I can't run that because it doesn't have a coupling on it. So I'll put the A class on. Although I didn't. This is the one that kept just falling over for some reason. I haven't checked the reason why on that since. But let's put it on. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, what was that? What did I say earlier on about stuff lying around the place? Four, 8, acquire, lights. Right, let's see how that goes over. And that'll soon tell me whether it's actually a track issue here, which it looks fairly clean. So I see scratching a bit of dirt off the top of the rail. Well, it feels like it's obviously, as it's been running around, it's been depositing stuff on the rails. So it does feel a little bit. Well, I went through all right. Let me just go back to the chat. Flymer says, I can recommend getting a gel-filled wheelchair cushion, Ivo. Much comfier than normal cushions. Remember, gas station hot dog or burger is fine. See, we have here in our petrol stations, as we would call them here, most of the petrol stations here would have a deli in them, where if you come to Ireland, you've got to stop at a petrol station and get your chicken fillet roll. It's a small French baguette with a chicken fillet. You can have plain or spicy, usually, and then they put on it whatever you want, mayo, ketchup, lettuce, pink sauce, whatever you want, you can have it on there. Sometimes I get mine with cheese and then get them to toast it a little bit. Very nice. Kieran says, the only time I've ever been on a mainline local haul train was a rail tour that I went on with Bamas and 47746. Oh. Annenbrooks Hospital? Yes, a big white building with nurses. But that's not important right now. We know why the A-class fell over. Find a sister with the class 28. What's derail? See, this is one thing with model railways. It goes around a couple of times fine, you think, oh, it's running fine. Then it goes, no, do you know what? I'm just going to derail. And then go over the point sideways and short the whole system out. It could possibly be my bad track laying. And the other one stopped completely now. Yeah, I think I need to give the track a good clean, because I was, obviously when I was putting this road in, I was doing a bit of sanding, so there's obviously dust to spread over everything. Where was I? What's that on the higher lever going around? That is a Donegal rail car, that's rail car number 18. Which is still working to this day on the Fintown Railway. I think that was originally arrived in about the 1930s, I think it was. Might be in 40s. Diesel rail car, it's what ran on Donegal Railway. So that is the 009 circuit up there. It's running that direction, because if it runs the other way, it derails, because there's a problem with the track in the tunnel I have to sort out. Oh, excuse me. Kieran says to Ivo, they did away with the Loco hold stuff like a year or two before I was born. Come to mainland Europe, Railjet is Loco hold, as are the ICEs and a load of Italia trains. I think some petrol stations in England have a Costa coffee vending machine or Subways these days. I do not like Subways, no. Because we've got such good delis here in garages. A Subway opened up in Donegal town, it was closed in 6 months because people are like, why would you go and eat that when we can go, like every other garage, there's 4 garages around the town, each one of them has a deli. It's going to be one of those nights. I'm going to let that run around by itself because I want to see, is it that derailing or is it the carriage pulling it off the track? Because one of the issues I found running different trains is because the couplings are at slightly different heights and it goes around curves and things like that, especially the transition from a board where there might be a little bump. If they don't align properly, then it can cause derailments. I did get a little tool, because eventually that's one of the projects, is to go around and change all the couplings on all of the systems, and I did get these 3D printed, so I can set the height of the couplings, because they're all going to eventually become magnetic couplings. So you sit that on the rail, it gives you the height for the NEM pocket, so you can make sure everything's the same height. Railway Model A-Class, Joshua, I got one, it may be a jinxed one, as a lot of track lifting trains could just be the obvious. Yeah, they do side, but not as good as some stores. Soon the Class 28 was mentioned, it derails. That's what it gets Best one we get, Simon, is Costa near the Queen's Gateway Bridge in Runcorn. Vending machines never boil the water. Great for, oh yeah. Costa machines are not too bad, also a little cheaper than coffee shops. See, never bothers me because I do not drink tea or coffee. I might have a latte every now and again. More than likely I'll have a hot chocolate, but I'm not a tea or coffee drinker. RM A-Class models have a Stay Alive set fitted in it as well. There's a twin speakers. I got mine DCC ready. Lovely moving locomotive model, and after the refit on to Irish Railways. Yeah, it's a lovely loco. Like I got mine sound fitted, and it's lovely. It's solid and it just goes. And see, that's gone around a couple of times. So obviously, what was causing the derailment is the coupling fouling. I think when it's just coming over the join there, because there is, well, actually there's not too bad, but there is a little bit. Because that's, oh, as soon as I say it, it derails. Making a liar out of me, class, A-Class. Because, yeah, this is a bit of track that I said I want to relay. Because it just, I think when I was doing the ballasting and stuff like that and I knocked it, it shifted and it's not lined up terribly well. You see, it'll go around fine when I'm looking at it. Took to go around here, but some stores burn the beans and the coffee tastes awful. Backman have those auto uncouplers, but there's an easier way. Just point the camera at your chosen loco, instantly uncouples all wagons. Yes, and derails. My train stole in the tunnel on my layout. I sent in a rescue loco, but that got stuck as well. I had that in the museum. It got stuck in the tunnel, and the tunnel was too big to reach in, so I lost about 3 locos. In the end, I had to drill a hole in the baseboard near the thing so I could get my hand up and rescue them. In fact, a couple of months ago, I found a carriage in there that I didn't even know I lost. Best one we've had, living in Sale, Manchester. Grace used to work in Costa. The manager let her make her own coffee in green uniform behind the counter. Subway is not as good as the Delate, no. Blimp Pie is better than Subway. I don't know idea what that is. Flyman says, don't like Subway coffee. It seems too over roasted for me, burnt even. I think I'm just going to stand here all evening and just every time it goes around, put it back on or give it a push. Kieran says, never been to Subway. You're not missing much. Alex toffee can be really nice sometimes. Fresh made has no equal. Yes, indeed. Subway is too expensive and so much sugar in the bread. Yeah, that's one thing, no offense to any Americans on here, but a couple of times I've been to the States, find the bread really, really sweet. You know, it's almost like brioche. Although I think I said this before, I did find some cinnamon bread. Oh, that was lovely. I do like cinnamon. I love sweet bread if you like pina coladas. I was watching Gary Eats video a few hours ago. He reviewed Subway. And what did he think? Best hot chocolate is the crew room in ED. Love the hot chocolate. Years ago I worked in the RAC. If you've ever been to Bristol on the M4, M5 interchange, you got the RAC building there. I used to work in there. And the vending machines they had in there, they were free. And they used to do Galaxy hot chocolate. Oh, it was lovely. Really, really nice. For like a vending machine drink, it was actually quite nice. And I think it used to do free Pepsi or Diet Cola or something like that as well for a while. Flamer says, McDonald's coffee is just the thing, first thing on a cold morning rub. That and a quarter pounder and it fair sets you up going to McDonald's WG in Glen Eagles. Oh. Glen Eagles is a gorgeous course. I used to like Subway spicy Italian until I found out it was about a day's worth of calories. I also thought a quarter pounder burger would be bigger. I like the smell of coffee, but I hate the taste of coffee, if that makes sense. No, I'm with you there, Karen. Yeah, I do like the smell of coffee. When you go in and you get that smell of coffee, I do like the smell. Don't like drinking it. Timber said, just have 2 a day then, Tom. RD Trains, we used to use the Subway in Blackburn till we found it was halal meat. Halal meat. No, I'm not racist or anything, but you don't get a choice. Summer Breeze, Mark Holly said, have you ever had Coquelin? She remembers having it at O'Neill's Irish restaurant in Birmingham when she was younger and really liked it. Coquelin. What is that? But there's some Irish dishes that are called different things in different parts of the country. Puff Candy, Andy, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well. Hot dog pie, same with beer. Was that one close to the railway station? No. I've got to remove the last bit of set track on the one radius as trains are getting stuck on radius 3, so I'm changing it to 4th and 5th flexi track. Very good. Flamer says, it makes perfect sense, Kieran. Just like the opposite can be the same smell, awful, but taste delightful. Cheese, for example. That's true. Lamb chops as well. They can smell absolutely horrible when you're cooking them, but they taste fantastic. In fact, any lamb, even doing roast lamb, when you're roasting it, it's like, oh, but it tastes lovely. Careful eating too much cinnamon, it allows you to bend space-time. Gary said it was okay, he didn't like their hash browns. Yeah, but that's a lot of things. You go in, yeah, it was okay. You don't go in there, yeah, I've got to have that again. I remember now I stopped running the class, A class around here. Glen Eagles, a beautiful station. Could I ask our customers if they could leave a review on our Facebook page, please? We'd be very grateful, good or bad. Do you want to put the link in for the Facebook page there, Brian? So people can go over there. I'll keep reminding me, I will go and do it eventually. See, it didn't do it that time because I was watching it. Flamer says it was Crieff Junction before it was Glen Eagles, Simon. The signal set for the Crieff branch were kind of Caledonian lower quadrants. Flamer says it nearly missed Beeching's axe, but not from Ernest Marvel's, but paid to that. Corn is a traditional Irish dish made from mashed potatoes combined with cabbage or kale, often enhanced with butter, milk, scallions, and sometimes bacon or leeks. Oh yes, of course I've had that. What do we call it here? I can't remember now. Why is it coming off the tracks? My bad track laying. No, it was this. It's this section here. It's the join in the boards. And when I was doing ballasting and some work, I knocked the track, so it came out of alignment. So it's back in a sort of a semi-alignment, but I've got to relay this bit of track and do the cut again. So it stops that because certain stuff will go over it. Like it went over it fine there. I just it's my fault. I damaged it when I was doing some work on it, so it's just got to be relayed. It's one of those jobs that you think, I got to do, just need to get on and do it. Simon Trains, speaking of Scottish stations, looks like Glasgow Central survived the fire that happened on Union Street, but the building that caught fire will be demolished. Yeah, that was quite a nasty fire. It spread so much. Again, it was in a vape shop. It shows lithium batteries. Like, you've got to soak those things in water to put them out. You know, and even at that, they will keep burning till they... Let's give this one a go. You know what? It would help if I actually put the right number in. There we go. Right, let's see how that one goes around. Or has it got to that point that track really has to be replaced now? Keep a lookout for a book called Scotland's Lost Branch Lines, where Beeching got it wrong. I think he got it wrong in a lot of places. Although, same mistakes were made in Ireland, although it wasn't Beeching. Like now they want to rebuild all the lines that they ripped up, and they think, oh, it's such a great idea, look what we're going to do. And it's like, yeah, if you thought about that 60 years ago. Rusty Trucker Railroad, good evening, how are you doing? Oh, Alan Reynolds is in, just back from the pub. It's been a fab hour afternoon now watching trains, good. Welcome in, Alan. I hope you didn't have too many now. There's the link for the Facebook page, so do go and check out the Facebook page, give it a follow, and if you've bought something from the shop, don't forget to leave a comment. As opposed to Champ, which is mash and scallions, yeah. Fascinating, infuriating, and spades. It's like a script for Yesminster. There's the link for the Train Set Shop Facebook page, yep. How did you get into model railroading? It's strange. Like, how do any of us get in? Like, I had a fascination for trains since I was, which is funny because the nearest train station to me was like an hour away. I'd never been on a real train. The rain's just lashing off the window again. And I always got train sets. And I remember friends of ours, they had a big layout in their garage, and I was never allowed to touch it. I just could look at it because it was their uncle's or somebody's layout, and they were just storing it there. And it was laid out ready to run. I was always fascinated by it, and I thought that's something I want to do. And got train sets and everything, but it wasn't until I got a bit older and I had my own jobs, I could start collecting locos and buying stuff. And I'm naming this layout after my granddad, because when I used to go to Bristol, he used to take me down to Templemeads, see the trains. We used to go for walks along the railway line to watch the trains. And yeah, so I've always had a like for trains. You know, I was probably in my 30s before I actually went on a proper steam train. Yeah, so I don't know, like what makes us fascinated with these things? With the full-size ones and the models, you know, it's like blokes, we're all big kids, we never grow up. Where's the fun in growing up? Thanks, Tom, just about to type the same thing. Oh, John Holly's left a review. It sounds like the axles need recentering on the bogies if it keeps doing that. Yeah, I think it's more, maybe check the back-to-backs, but I think it's mostly this bit of track. Some go over it fine, others don't. So it's a common fault with a lot of locos in rolling stock that it derails here. So I know it's this bit of track, and I can see and I can feel it's not right. There's a link to Alan Reynolds' channel. Do check it out. That Glasgow fire, 37 of us were in that building, all gone. It's a 37. Wow. Alan said, yes, good day. I don't know if the mic's picking up that rain battering off the window. But it is, yeah, it's hail. It's coming down, hitting off the window. I'm actually going to sit down here for a minute. Oh, resting our legs. Simon says, Lord Al, there were tattoo parlours, nail salons, hairdressers, coffee shops, even the Blue Lagoon Chippy on Gordon Street. All gone. If you were to build a 12 by 8 layout, how wide would you make the baseboards? Any rails creating as many questions as it's answering for me. Well, it all depends on, one, are you planning to move? Do you think you'll be moving, so you'll need to take it apart to move? Are you building this layout because you want to move it and take it to shows? Or are you somewhere permanent where you're just building your layout? I made these 6 by 2 purely because that was a decent size to get into the back of a van. But if you're building 8 by 12, well, most sheets of ply that you'd be using for the top of your baseboard, or as your baseboard, they usually come in 8 by 4 foot lengths. So it's figuring out the lengths of wood you can get and the most economical way to use those pieces of wood with less wastage. That's what I would suggest. Partick Hill Station, Charlie, good evening. How are you doing? Growing old is mandatory, growing up is optional. Yes, indeed. I did hear that some set up a scam pretending to support the businesses that were lost in the fire. Hope there's a special place in hell. Yeah, you get that all the time. John Holly, agree with you, Rob. Couldn't agree more. It was old John Menzies in Dundee that got me hooked on model railway layouts. There used to be one in a glass case in their stairwell that I was fascinated by as a kid. Tim, ditch the computer program and just play with the space available and let your imagination go. Yeah, I think what he's asking is how big to make the baseboards, the individual. He knows he's got the 12 by 8 space, but how to construct it. As I would say, I would just look at it and figure out what sizes you get the wood in to make the most economical size. You can make the baseboards as big as you want or as little as you want. The important thing is you've got them supported properly underneath so they don't bow or bend or I would, Brian, but it means clearing out half the garage. I think Jen would appreciate it. Kieran says, it's probably a mix of being at my local heritage line and Thomas the Tank Engine that mostly got me into trains. Alan says, yes, I'm 67 on the outside and about 15 on the inside. I like trains, boats, trucks and aeroplanes and anything that moves. Richard's in the house, New Junction. Good evening, Richard. How are you doing? Tim, don't tell her. Yeah, trying to get away with that one. Tim, just do it. Jem will be fine. Oh, yeah. Don't listen to us. Also depends how long your arms are. That's very good, Tom, yes. Obviously, you need to know how, you got to think about, can I reach? If something derails or gets stuck, can I reach it? Also, can I reach that far to actually build it? So obviously, if you build something in the middle, so you can get into the middle and work your way around. Fortunately, there was a double brick firewall that saved the hotel station. Yeah, somebody said with that old building with the stairwells, you probably find that a lot of people were storing stuff on the stairwells, and that just helped the fire spread up. Like, as with all these things, there's all the armchair experts that say, oh, this could have happened, that could have happened. You know, but it's... Luckily, I believe nobody was injured. It's a tragedy. There's a historic building lost in Glasgow. Maura says, hi Richard, nice work on the depot shed. Yes, that is... your depot shed's coming on lovely there, Richard. It's going into the garage. I want it to be modular in case I move, but it won't be going to exhibitions. I can't be bothered with that side of things. Well, then make it to the size that you think you can move easily. 6x2 isn't a bad size. A lot of people do 4x2. Just whatever you think you can manage to move if you have to move it. The Clyde Port Authority building was to be preserved. Mysteriously, it burnt to the ground. Yes, that happens a lot here in Ireland as well. We don't have preservation of buildings like you do in the UK. We have buildings that are listed and noted and should be preserved, but they all mysteriously burn down in the middle of the night. And it's like, oh, well, we'll have to build new development over it. Like, I remember years ago in Dublin, when they were building the new council offices in Dublin, when they started excavating, they found like a Viking burial site. And they had a look at it, recorded it, and then just concreted over it and built the building anyway. Flammy says, I spent a lot of time at my gran and granddad's in Queen Street, Glasgow when I was a nipper. I spend my days on Queen Street Station or at Central Station for the occasional change of scene. As Rusty Tracker says, make your modules however you like them. Do build them in a manageable chunk, so that way I built mine N-scale shunting layer in T-track form so I can take them apart. Yeah, so build it whatever is manageable. That's you got to think when you're building the layout. One that you think you might have to move, right? What size can I move? Also, what am I trying to fit on that module? So you don't have to make the modules all the same size. And also, can I reach what I want to get to? Now, mine's here is 6 foot by 10 foot. This module in the center comes out, so I can operate it from in there, or especially when I'm building it. But so I can take this section out completely, and I can work on that separately. And I can get all the way around this to do the work. Obviously, that end there, when I want to do the work on that, I'm going to either have to pull it away from the wall or swizz the whole layout around. I don't know if she's the ability to take it apart and store is easier, yeah. Because that's the thing about this is when I take it to a show, I can build a rack in the van and I can slide each section into the rack so it's secured for transport. Imagination, I think, is the main thing in modelling, and mine is pure wild. Anyway, well, we've skirted past 8:30 and no one's mentioned food at all. Well, we've talked a bit about food, but not the old usual food chat we have at 8:30. As I said earlier, I did spaghetti bolognese today. Just remembering, I forgot to do the garlic bread. And after this, I think I've got enough honey puffs left for a bowl, so I'll probably have that after this while I'm chilling before bed. Yeah, so that class 121 is trundling around there quite happily. I can't put anything on with it at the moment because it's got a magnetic coupling on it, and I'm not going to swap the couplings around, because if you do that too often you can damage the couplings, or you can damage the NEM pocket. Flammer says, I don't know if it's the shells or collection or plasma where they are not, as they were made from huge shells and acac shells as well. No kidding. Really? At present, I want a 4-track main line on one side and a filler yard on the other. Darren Canadian Locomotive Logistics. Mine is 2'6" tables, 4' corners on poles out of the wall. Floating shelves, they call it. Easy to move. Oh. Jason says, sorry, no time for food, track to be late. Gary had a chicken salad for him tonight. Oh, sounds very healthy. Thought you were cutting down on the sugar, Mark. I did. Believe me, the amount of Dr. Pepper and chocolate I would consume in a day is very, very unhealthy. And a lot of my friends said to me, when I die, I won't decay, I will just fizz. My last couple of modules, when I put the buildings around, I hot glued pogo connectors to the buildings and the baseboard, so I can just pull the buildings up. The pogo connectors are magnetic. Oh, very good. Fine return. I wasn't going to mention the steak. I'll reheat after the stream that I didn't finish. Nice piece of Aberdeen Angus. Sorry if you're vegetarian. Oh yeah, can't beat a nice piece of steak. Amora had curry and peach cobbler for dinner tonight. Ooh. Tuna pasta bake tonight for John and Holly. And Tim's coming to Modular is agreeing with you, Rusty Trekker. Scott made a large batch of chili con carne this afternoon, put that all in the freezer now as I had chicken jarfauzi tonight. Oh. Charlie at Particle is trying to move those model railway journals I inherited. Shame nobody seems to be interested. Terrific details. Shame to bin them. Is there any model clubs around you, or a library to donate them to? Or a model shop, put them in, give them to the model shop and say, look, sell these for $1 a piece or whatever. We should have added for the electric connectors, all right, yeah. Fresno Jason, I've made it just over halfway around after about 10 hours of total work. Yeah, you don't realise how long it takes to lay track. It's probably the longest job on building a layout. Like, you can knock up a baseboard in sort of 20 minutes, but laying track, doing all the droppers, especially if you've got points, and you've got to position them and then drill extra holes for the point motors and stuff, it's quite a lengthy, and to get it right as well, so it's all connected and level. And you can guarantee, you check it all, you can guarantee there's one point where the fish plate hasn't gone in properly, and you're like, how did I miss that? You got to rip it up a bit, and then you break a bit, and you're like, oh. Jason, I'm aiming to test run the track this evening. That might be a pipe dream, we shall see. The one thing I would say is when you got your track laid, is run your trains on it. Run them and make sure the track works how you want it to before you do anything else. Spend a good couple of weeks running trains, making sure one, the track works, two, the layout and the configuration you've got works for the operations you want to do, and then think about doing the rest of it then. When you have to drill and drop feeders, switch motor wires, it takes time to do that, right, libraries will not take paper, posted on Facebook Marketplace. Oh, really? Oh, Ross is in the house. Good evening, Ross. How are you doing? I didn't remove the heart thing, did I? Oh, we're at 9 o'clock already. God, this evening has flown by. So don't forget the thumbs up for me and subscribe if you're new here. Oh, why are you doing that again? Oh, we're going to lose the camera a second. It should be back. There we go. Get rid of that heart. I don't know what that heart thing is supposed to do, apart from being annoying. Raymond Legs, there's a new battery-operated O-gauge train set from China that has a Bavarian S36 slam door coach and a baggage coach with the correct railway lettering. Overpriced though. Clive, I've yet to think about track plans. I might, yes, going to be 2 special trains as test trains. They will be testing the speed limits of the track. Scam to Monterey, what Donegal Railway is saying is sound advice. Relaying once you've ballasted is an absolute nightmare. Yeah, it is. It's good to see everybody subbing to each other's channel. Keep that up. Do check everybody's channel out. Ross got the new Hornby Black 5. Ooh, very nice. Brian says it's flown by. 5 hours difference. Brian Madden. Good evening, Brian. How you doing, sir? A fellow club member. Getting a wee bit of snow at the moment. Oh, you're getting snow, are you, Brian? We've had sleet and rain, and we just had a hail shower come through. The ground out there is slightly white, but it is melting. Just a reminder for people in the UK and Europe that Anti-Dodgers livestream will be live at 7 p.m. tomorrow, not at 8 p.m. as the clocks went forward in the US. Yep, that's in the US. The clock changes about 2 weeks out from us here in Europe. Is it the same in Canada as well? I presume it is. Sometimes Elizabeth at Turco Railways isn't up to coming in the chat, but sends a few hearts sometimes. Oh, Elizabeth, if you're watching, and anybody else who's watching, you're very welcome to stream, and I hope you're enjoying it. And it's good to have you here just watching in the background. And there's a link for Anthony Dodge. Said he will be live tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Robin Grace, RGJ Trains, I presume you'll be live at 8 on Saturday. And then Andy, yourself at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then we're back around to the beginning of the week with Jenny at 7. I don't know if anyone's going to be on Tuesday. And then we have Craig, Iron Horse, has started doing lives on a Wednesday around 7 o'clock. And then back to me on Thursday. And there's probably RG Trains certainly will. Look forward to it. If you've got it set up, guys, put your link in there. Unfortunately, I missed Brian's waffle last week. What was I doing? Yeah, I ended up spending the day tidying up the garage and sorting out a few things around the house, doing bits and pieces. So I didn't get to do the waffle. There was something on in the evening as well I had to go to, so I missed it. I can't remember what it was now, but sorry I missed it. Because Brian's Waffles, monthly waffles, Brian at Finch Central, he does a live stream on the first Saturday of the month usually, and it's usually very entertaining. Brian's very good at it. For the last year in Canada, if I'm not mistaken, Canada's going away with daylight savings after this March. Yes, I remember that. I remember them saying something about that. They've been on about doing the same thing here for years, but it gets mentioned around this time of year and then forgotten about. Ross says, "Hi Grace, love the farm video. It had me laughing so hard." Wednesday is Dawn Quest also, yeah. Fly, how do I get a link to you? Fly my Chairman. Oh, news to me would be great. Have a look into it. I did hear something that they were, now whether they are actually going to do it or not, I don't know. Enwins on Tuesday. Put a link up to that, Timber. Tim says, I missed Brian's chat too. Did you have a good stream, Brian? And Joshua's heading off for the night. Good night, Joshua. I'll be going to about 9:30, so another 23 minutes. You didn't miss anything, Mark. There's a link to Tom Houston's channel. Apart from one thing happening, everything ran good. Oh, what was the one thing, Simon? What's everyone working on their layouts at the moment? We are currently putting adjustable feet on the legs and adding internal supports, which I should have done at the start. Well, I think this weekend I need to get some, what did I say, matte varnish to seal off the baseboard where I'm doing the water features. So I'll be doing that. And I might start doing the little scene down here I'm going to do by the road. So I might, the Metcalf house, which I haven't finished putting together because I want to put lights in it, put that in here. So that also seems to be one of my popular videos, is putting lights and things. So it might be another lighting video for next week. And do the scene here and gardens and that sort of thing. So there might be a couple of videos out of this. Yeah, so that's what I think I might do this weekend, if I'm allowed. Oh, I also came over here to get a drink as well. But I think one thing I must do is new piece of track in here to stop all that derailment that's going on all the time. Maura says, Brian, it was a great show. Tim, it was a disaster as usual. You all missed Brian's gold-plated mallard flying around the track. Yes, with the exception of Saskatchewan. Oh. Those blasted D-link couplings causing derailments, Brian. Yeah, I will say those big D-link couplings, because a lot of the newer Locos have got the smaller D-link couplings on them, and they just don't match together properly, and they do cause a few derailments. Brian says the Mallard did run well. A link on Facebook to All House Media timetable. Oh, they got a timetable up, have they? Oh, that's their schedule. Stephanie here, we're so much further north in USA and more densely inhabited parts of Canada. I think Neil Enwin's model is live at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. He does streams every other week. I have to go trade on my work. See you on Friday. Okay. See you again. Don't forget to check out Canadian Locomotive Logistics. You can go and drive his trains on his layout. SHGP Media, I've got some leave now until Wednesday, so I'm hoping to get some work on my 009 layout done. So many projects to catch up on. Yeah. I already changed it, rebuilding it. Oh, there's a link to Enwin's from Timber Surf, so check that out. The one thing I can't remember. Not sure, Tim. One Loco kept derailing and actually caused a few. Well, I've had the same thing here tonight, Brian. Like some weeks, everything will run flawlessly, and then other weeks, it's like, nah. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and share the channel on live stream, please, folks. Yes, thank you very much, Flymo. If you're new here, hit subscribe. Hit the like button, please. Apparently it does something. YouTube likes it. Scott will be ripping up my goods yard and redoing it this weekend. Oh, very good. 7 days from now, I'll be starting my holiday and won't be back at work to the 1st of April. Ooh. Where are you going on holiday, Simon? Are you going to be train adventures, or are you doing something else? Ross says, starting a new layout soon, hoping to call it Bronze Grove on a light line in Scotland. There's a link for the train set shop. And there's Ross's channel. Scott, that sounds rather drastic, yeah. Compared to ours, John. Yeah, maybe not as drastic as Rob and Grace. Was on the inner loop, but can't remember the Loco. The Brandon Train Spotter UK. Do you use English locomotives or locomotives from other countries? Yes, I do. I'm just thinking I just have the UK and Ireland. If you look at the top right screen, there is some of my Locos. But I'm having an Irish night tonight. All the links going, so make sure you check all these links out, click on them, give them a thumbs up, watch a couple of videos. Scott says, yeah, I put a couple of turnouts in the wrong spot and left hand when right should have been better. And Ross is off, got to go out with my gremlin of a dog here. All right, enjoy your walk with the dog. Oh, Tim's off as well. No problem. Catch you again. Ali Pally for the Model Show, Scotland, which includes Motherwell, Scotland, and Newcastle. Oh, very good. Let's say, I was planning to go to Motherwell, Scotland, because I've never been. I've always wanted to go. But it just so happens that North Down show is on this year, as they're having their show. So I'll be going to the North Down one instead. Funny enough, didn't go last year because the show we put on last year clashed with it. But anyway, maybe next year. The 37th, I love them. Everyone loves the 37, I think. Irish night, early St. Patrick's Day. Yes, indeed. I just remember just before Christmas one year, I completely destroyed my layout in one evening, which made my wife cry and Mr. X speechless. Have you got a Flying Scotsman? Yes. A Sir Nigel Grassley? No, but I have a Mallard. Class 43? Yes, I have a Class 43, and I do have a Class 91. Let's see, what do I have up there? I have about 57, 37, 56, 66, 44, I think it is. I have a 55, which is the Deltic. I have the 43, 91, 92, 58, a 20. I say 47. And then I've got various steam ones. I've got the Evening Star, Mallard, Bonaccord, Hogwarts Castle, City of Nottingham. Oh, I got two Mallards. I got a blue one and a green one. I've got Tornado. I've got a Black 5. I've got a Coronation class. And as well as that, I've got some DMUs, EMUs. Like, I've been collecting model trains since I was 15 when I first had a job. Well, that's the council pop gone. It's my birthday on the 14th of March. Well, happy birthday for Saturday then. I hope you have a good day. I hope you get some trains for your birthday. I can imagine a bit of disruption this year. Any remark, like I've said, we were going to book rooms in Central, but access was a problem, so got rooms elsewhere. Close one. Oh. House. Deltics are god tier. Did see a Deltic yesterday passing through my local station. Oh. I was going to do the same, but events meant I'll be better going to the Bangor show maybe next year. Yeah, I've been saying that for a couple of years now about the Glasgow show, maybe next year. But I'll be at the Bangor show for both days. I'm not displaying anything, I'll just be going up there. It usually takes me, because it's quite a big show, it takes me about 2 days to film it usually. One day if I really rush. But, I'm looking forward to it because it's great getting up there and just catching up with people and, you know, chewing the cud and chatting and just seeing what everybody's up to, what they've done to their layouts, and, you know, it's most model railway people seem to be quite a friendly bunch, and, you know, you end up chatting and enjoying the layouts, and they're all quite keen usually for me to film their layout and give a little interview and tell me about it, and, you know, just do my bit to try and promote the shows in Ireland and, you know, promote the layouts. I'm getting a 91 power and dummy car breakdown crane, Sir Nigel Gresley, and in the number 4498. Oh, very nice. You'll have a busy day Saturday then. Oh, where are we? Oh, it's 20 past. Got 10 minutes to go. I got some of these connectors to try out because I was looking at a way of connecting my boards together. So I plumped for these. I've got pins there and open there. So they just pop together. They're actually quite, I was wondering with these because I've seen people use these. So how do they actually work? And they do actually have quite a tight fit. So they should give a good connection. Like that. So I'll be using these to connect the various modules together. Find them on eBay. I think it was about £4 for a set of 4. And then after I got them, I thought, oh, I should have ordered 5. Forgetting about the middle one. HGP Media, I actually don't have a show to go to this weekend. First weekend in ages. That said, with current fuel costs, maybe that's a good thing. Yeah, it's fuel prices at the moment. They have absolutely shot up over here. It now means that it's a lot cheaper for me to travel into the north to fill my car up with fuel than it is, because they've gone up a lot quicker this side of the border than they have in the north. Oh, heading off to the Railway Museum in York as well. Somewhere I want to go. I'm hoping to go there during the summer. Enjoy your day there Sunday. Was thinking about the North Down Model Railway show, but won't be happening as Burlington opening on the Sunday in Northampton explains why. I'll be at Newcastle. Might aim for 2027. Yeah, it is a good show. It's one of the biggest shows in Ireland, the North Down. It and the South Dublin show are probably the 2 biggest shows on the island. Yeah, if you're coming over, Simon, next year, whatever, let me know. I'll give you the tour because there's Premier Inn there that I usually stay in. In fact, most of the people who are at the show will stay there. And if you book it, as you know, if you book it quite early, you get it quite cheap. And usually they have their show the weekend before Easter. So if you're thinking about next year, well, whenever Easter is next year, that's when it'll be. But I'll confirm that with them when I'm there. Main mines with bits track as the pins. Oh. And Tom says, just checked, it's 6 years since I last went to Glasgow show. I was working in Edinburgh at the time. I know somebody who's actually going to be in Edinburgh, Glasgow for that weekend. He booked a weekend away with his missus. And this was before he says, this was before they announced when the show was going to be on, because usually they said, oh, the show's in February. We booked to go in March. So now as it happens, he's going to be there for the show. I'm not sure how his missus is taking that. Although the same thing did happen to me twice. Went to Belfast for something with the missus, and it turned out the North Down show was on. This is going back a few years ago. I said, oh, I'll go to that where you do some shopping. She said, you planned this. And I was like, no, I didn't. And then the same thing happened with the Ulster show was on in August. Same thing happened. I was just like, I didn't, honestly, I didn't know. I don't think, she still doesn't believe me. David Green, A640, good evening. York Railway Museum is a great day out. Yes, I believe it is, and I can't wait to go there in the summer. It's crazy up here too. Diesel 141 in the morning and 155 in the afternoon locally here. Yeah, it was going up by the hour here. It was ridiculous. Sorry, I'd just seen a flash out the corner of my eye. I wasn't sure whether it was the light or there was lightning outside. Went from 133 to 159 here. Wow. Well, went from, what was it, about 160, something like that, and it's now 210. Right, we're shooting off. Thanks for the stream, Mark. Take care. Major hugs to Flymo. Thinking of you, buddy. Yeah, we're all thinking of you, dude. Rob and Grace will be on Saturday evening. Do check them out, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on Saturday. Take care, guys. Going with my grandma and granddad. Well, I hope you have a great day. I was quoted 987 euros for 500 litres of oil on Tuesday. Scandalous. Wow, Maura, that has doubled. We'll be at the Dublin show this year. Yes, I'll be there as well. We'll have to make some plans, Simon. As I say, I'll take you. We can go around on the Dart and local lines, and I'll tell you how to pronounce things properly. Can someone post a link to the Brandon Train Spotter, please? Yeah, I'm sure Flymo or somebody will do that. Ouchmore, that would be 500 here. Yeah, heat and oil is a lot cheaper in Northern Ireland, but unfortunately you can't take it across the border. There's a link for the North Down show, and there's a link to the Brandon Train Spotter UK. The York Railway Museum has a record breaker motor. Indeed it does. Time to set up the razor wire around the oil tank, yeah. And there's a link to RGJ Trains. They will be live on Saturday at 8 o'clock. And don't forget, Anthony, Model Train Outsider, will be live tomorrow at 7 p.m. And then we'll have Andy, Hot Dog Pilot Andy, will be live at 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then we're back around to the beginning of the week again. Your kid and Tom up on the Youngs went from 65 pence a litre to 144 for kerosene. Wow! Dave Reese is very stormy here in Birmingham. It was very stormy here in Donegal all day. We've had sleet, snow, hail. It's got... Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I keep forgetting when I sneeze. The mic's right there, and I probably sneeze right into the mic. Sorry, any headphone users. Yeah, it's fairly nasty here. It's not pitching or anything. It's too wet for that. But it's supposed to be a cold night tonight. I got it wrong, 600 now. I think I was watching somebody on YouTube and he said he ordered it at something, and it was about, because he seen it was going up, he ordered it was 800. By the time it was delivered, it was 1,000. Blowing a gale in Telford. Thank you very much. Windy in Staffordshire. They've changed some bits around since I last went to York, and the Terrier to the Terrier Loco Box Hill. That avoids me. Never seen it in all the years I've been there. It's crazy. Not that we don't have Grangemouth politics now. That's enough. Yeah. Log burner is paying for itself today. Yeah. You know when you're going, Kieran is hiding. They've recently opened the new hall after they've done some sort of refurbishment. Oh, they've actually, is that completed now? So I did read about that. I didn't know it was completed. Oh, there we are. It is 9:30, guys. I'm going to go off and have my honey puffs and relax for a couple of hours before going to bed. As always, love having you guys here on a Thursday. I'll be back next Thursday, hopefully. I'm going to try and get that video out tonight to my channel members, and it'll be out to everyone else about 6 o'clock on Friday. Have the bit now. It's not one of my best bits of work, but I thought I'll put it up because you can see how sometimes things just don't work and it just doesn't look right, and you're just like, yeah. So anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks for coming in, guys. It's a pleasure as always. Hopefully I'll see you in some of the other streams over the weekend. So take care, everyone. And thanks for tuning in. And I will catch you all next week. So I will say good night.